I feel an obligation to, repay the community because I've been really lucky. And in teaching 20 years in this neighborhood, I see that it's not something all my kids get a chance to do. I feel like it goes beyond the classroom. My name is Tony Rocco. I founded Photography Without Borders. 10 years ago, I formalized the organization and got a board of directors. We incorporated and became a nonprofit. And since that time, I've been working here at John B. Stetson Charter School in North Philadelphia. We have a staff now of 6 other people, and we're teaching kids in 6 different locations photography. But we are allowing all these kids to take this journey with us of self-discovery using photography as the means to really better understand who they are and the community that they live in. This is considered the most dangerous and at-risk community in the state of Pennsylvania, one of the worst in the entire country. And you can see what these kids have to deal with. It's open-air drug dealing, homeless addicts, and these kids are traumatized by it.
There's a lot of drug dealers on my block. It's not safe for you to be able to breathe, go outside in peace, like kids supposed to do.
So it was just a real lack of investment in this community. So it became a community that had to learn to survive on their own and depend on themselves.
How does photography help the situation? Leonice and Xavier, those 2 particular students use their cameras to document some of the issues that they're dealing with. Leonice has this amazing series of photos where she actually went around and just looked down at what was on the floor that she saw every single day. She photographed liquor bottles, drug bags. But instead of stopping there and saying how depressing this is, look at what I have to deal with, she found the flowers somehow and photographed that too.
I just felt like I needed to take those pictures, especially that it shatters my heart because young children have to live in neighborhoods like that. And I just feel like for a lot of adults, they needed to see that.
Their voices aren't usually heard. That's another thing that we really love to do with our program is teach our kids that your voice can be heard. Your photographs are your voice. Your photographs being shared, you're sharing your voice and you're an ambassador for your community. And in Xavier's case, he really liked showing the ugliness of the neighborhood. And some of his photographs were actually used in city council hearings. The councilwoman Maria Quiñones Sanchez, and she asked us, she said, can we use some of those photos to say, this is how kids in my district see their neighborhood. We start every single class with a check-in with our students. Before we teach anything about photography, how are you doing? How's your day?
I ain't gonna say this week was perfect.
Some of them talk about issues at home, and one of the first rules we say on the first day, what you say here stays here. I'm glad to hear some of the stuff that you guys are saying. I know some of you are going through some stuff.
Tony takes students where they're at, and he personalizes his relationship with every student.
Part of what motivates me, I grew up in a very loving family. I had both parents. I try to provide that loving environment that a lot of our kids really need because they maybe didn't have what I had. I didn't have the 2 parents and the extended family really supporting me. Doing trips with kids in general, especially these kids, I think is really, really important because some of these kids never leave their neighborhood. Their definition of the world sometimes stops at Lehigh Avenue. We love taking our kids anywhere. We take them to museums. Sister, it's beautiful. We took all our kids to the Christmas Village at City Hall.
It's a really cool angle.
But most of our kids have never been because it's not in this neighborhood. They absolutely love this trip. Keep looking for the light, where the interesting light is. And all the parents loved it too. She wants a Pulitzer, you're gonna take her Pulitzer?
It takes them out of the neighborhood so they can see what is going on in other neighborhoods and has them photograph that as well.
Now why do I like that? Why do you think I made you stop on that one?
And then the conversations they engage in about all of that, I think is going to be integral in our students seeing this community as being important.
All right, we're heading back. Everybody who's taking the bus.
And in the future, being the catalyst that turns this community around.
Last week was a really special week for us. It was the opening reception for Young Americans, which is an exhibition. It really provided the opportunity to ask our kids to really think about a prompt. What is it like to be an American today?
I chose to shine a light on mirrors and how in the mirror we perceive ourselves.
And they all took it head on.
Muy buenas noches. Good evening.
During COVID, we haven't had a chance to celebrate anything.
Thank you for being here.
You are awesome. I'm so proud of you.
So we decided we'll take all the safety precautions, but we are celebrating these kids.
And they're just 9th and 10th graders. Can you imagine what they're going to be able to do by the time that they're done?
And we took our moment to give those kids the credit that they were due, and their parents.
También me gustaría decirle gracias a Mr. Rocco.
To hear Nelian, one of my students, speak in English and Spanish and thank everyone there, for being there.
Thank you for giving us a chance to show everyone who we are through our photographs.
Brought tears to my eyes.
Before, when I first began in photography, I was so quiet. I didn't want to say anything because I was scared of people. But throughout the years, I've been way more social. It's all thanks to Mr. Rocco.
Really, it all comes from them, but sometimes they just never knew they had it in them.
All right, everybody point to it. Hey, look at that. That's a big picture of John.
Tony has changed my outlook so much because before I was so worried about showing my art and how I feel and how I see stuff with my artistic eye, but he really helped me embrace it and show it to the world.
Much for this opportunity. I really don't know what to say.
All the parents, they know him. The kids treat him like an uncle or even a father.
Tony has this way of making you feel like family.
And probably surprised himself at the level of success that he's had up to this point. And he's only just beginning.
He can walk through the streets of the community and everyone knows who he is. It's because he's part of this community and he's made it known that he cares about this community.
I can't solve all the problems in this neighborhood, but I can bring these resources together and try to provide some good opportunities for my kids.